Hey, I have 3 lists for you today on review. These 2 first ones are from Greece, where George and John are going to a tournament here in January. It's not a tournament that was on my radar, but I'm hoping to get info about it. But let me just read for you guys what it is that they write. Dear Bo, greetings from Greece and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys too. We're preparing our first local tournament in 2025 in about 20 days with standard +1 rules. What's that? 1250, 24 order dice limit. The extra so it's a +1 extra rule. It's the combat jump for paratroopers, which is fun. It's in V3 and the optional rules. It's fun. We expect different kinds of lists because no gun line is safe if someone can land so close to you. Yeah, true. That will be a problem if paratroopers are just jumping in your face. So they sent 2 lists. One of them is from George and one of them is from John. And we will check out George's first, I think. So this is it. So we have an 18 order dice Finnish platoon. I think 18 order dice is low, but it really depends on what you have in those 18 order dice, doesn't it? But for Finland in version 3, you can really spam order dice with cheap comsomolets. Platoon commander regular. You may have to do that because of Finns. And then recon infantry. This is very large groups. You could easily cut these down to 8 men instead of 10. And then a couple of regulars. These are also very large groups. 8-man groups. These could easily be 6-man groups, regulars. They are backline holders with the LMG. So I think you could cut a few points there and maybe get a few more order dice into your list here. Sniper team, regular. A lot of Finns bring veteran sniper teams just because they're a little bit more survivable. Not massively so because of V3, but a little bit. And regular like mortars. Not how I bring them, but I'm not sure you can even bring inexperienced mortars for Finns. Comsomolets, these are where the gold is at. 16 points for a regular one. It's got 2 shots and it's armored. It's insane. Whoever priced this at Warlord Games, that's insane. 16 points for a 2-shot armored vehicle. Nope. Heavy weapons platoon. Oh, nice. Isn't it nice to finally be able to take all the good stuff with the Finns? Platoon commander, again regular. Machine gun teams, regular. 2 of those. Yep. I like my machine gun teams. I really do. They're massively useful in V3, and those extra shots actually, they are also dangerous. They are vulnerable though. 3 men are not going to stand up to much shooting, so most of the time I place mine on ambush, in cover, and then if something shoots at me, I'll go down, or if not, then I'll shoot at the end of the turn. We have mortars again, light mortars, double of those, lovely, and anti-tank rifles. This makes for a perfect combination of combined arms with an anti-tank rifle, a machine gun, and a light mortar, or even 2, maybe an officer next to it. Perfect. That's how I run them anyways. And then we have a StuG, which is fairly priced for a 9+ heavy anti-tank gun StuG. I just don't think it's worth it. I think that these StuGs are maybe a little overpriced still, maybe a little too much. I would much rather run captured T-28s, I think. So captured Soviet Daka tanks with a howitzer. But they are good, and they do provide some of that anti-tank ability that Finns used to lack. But this is the reason why his order dice is so low. I would maybe cut one of these StuGs and change it out for a T-28 if you have the model. And then I would see if I could cut a few guys from these units here and buy 1 or 2 more comsomolets. That's the only thing I would change, I think. So that was the Finnish one. Let's see if we can find the other. Let me give me just a second here. John's list is an American one. Here we go. So this is John's list going to the same tournament. Whoop. So we have 22 order dice, a lot better on the order dice. I don't think you need more than that. 24 is high, but 22 is good. 1250, we've got a platoon commander, we've got rangers. Rangers are just so good this edition, aren't they? 7-man units, perfect. Perfect. And that extra move, that just, yeah, that's clutch. And the air observer, which is also really good. I don't think you need an extra dude for the air observer. I would just get him as cheap as possible. And then we have a platoon commander here, inexperienced, airborne, with light machine guns, perfect. Backline holders, regulars, perfect. Another air observer, that's 2 air observers, very punchy, this list. Then we have a heavy weapons platoon with double light mortars, inexperienced, 20 points. Look at that. Just because you're American, you get 1 point discount. I love it. Another light mortar, heavy machine guns, inexperienced, perfect. 55 points, 6 shots. You're very likely to hit twice every time you shoot. And those shots are going to count. And you can also give pins out to enemy vehicles. Really like it. Bazooka team. Again, you can make a sort of combined arms group of a bazooka team, a heavy machine gun, and light mortars. Jeep. They may be useful to transport a bazooka team if you want to rush a bazooka team or if you want to outflank a bazooka team, because these are regular. Otherwise, yeah, I would much rather maybe get myself a tank at the end. But this is a very punchy unit. It's a very much sit back and destroy you with shots. But not really a gunline army as such. But those air observers combined with all the shots coming out of this heavy weapons platoon is, I think, what makes this really good. Yeah, so those were the 2 first ones. Then I have one that's from Jim. And let me just find Jim's list. Where is it at? Where did I put it? I have it somewhere. Ah. Is that it? No, it's not. Where is it? Really bad TV this. Sorry about that. I will just go and find it. Jim Bernsteel, he writes here that he's a fairly new player who is just starting out and figuring out everything. So he sent me quite a few lists. And I think here we go. Yeah. So we have it here. It's a 22 organized list. Sorry, this is just thinking for a bit. So 22 order dice, 1250. Again, 22 order dice, very, very good. We have a rifle platoon with an inexperienced commander. We've got airborne. That's a large unit. It is unnecessarily large. I would much rather have like 1 BAR or 1 LMG if you can take it, and then bring the size of that unit down to maybe 8 men, maybe even 6 men. It doesn't need to be full strength. Yes, I know that full strength means that you can double up on your outflanking rolls, which is nice, but you don't have the punchiness of actually doing something from outflank. So I think you need to cut this down. This next airborne squad is much more reasonably sized. Air observer, lovely. Look at that, 75 points. That's the way I run them. Then we have a bazooka team, regular, also very good. Double light mortars, very nice support units, and a jeep maybe to transport the bazooka team, but it is inexperienced, which means that you get -1 to your roll to enter the table, which, doesn't really, it's not that good. A second rifle platoon, another inexperienced commander, 2 more airborne squads, again with the rifles, large squads. Not sure I like that. Again, an air observer. These are difficult to play for a beginning player, but they are so goddamn killy. Another bazooka team, 2 light mortars, and another jeep, and then an armored platoon. See, this is what I lacked in the other American list. Stewards, light tanks, darker stewards, old school darker stewards, right? Yes, they only have 9 shots now, but 130 points is pretty cheap. So the steward is still good, right? 130 points, another steward as well, and then a recce platoon. I'm not sure I see the need for a recce platoon. Oh, yes, wait a minute. I see the need for a recce platoon. So we have a platoon commander, we have an infantry squad, minimum sized, inexperienced, and a cheap air observer, because you're paying the minimum cost for that air observer, right? And then a truck with recce. Not really needed, but you have to take that if you take a recce platoon. So that's 3 air observers. This is an air power list in the style of Alistair Unicom. Very, very strong, very, very deadly. Yeah, I think this will do well. I don't agree with the large units of infantry. They need to be properly scaled, I think. These are just too big. Way too big. I would rather have more units than very big units. Right. That was it from me today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to send me lists or other stuff, my email is in the description. See ya.